The vanishing of Jay Slater, a family's agony amid a storm of trolls and false prophets. In the quiet of their home in Lancashire, the Slater family lives inside a kind of silence that only grief, uncertainty, and hope can create together. It's the kind of silence that rings louder than words, a silence that speaks of sleepless nights, unanswered questions, and a world turned upside down. Their son, 19-year-old Jay Slater, disappeared without a trace during a holiday in Tenerife. And while the void left by his absence is devastating, what surrounds it has become nearly as cruel: a storm of trolls, opportunists, and self-proclaimed psychics who have turned their private agony into public spectacle. It started like any other trip. Jay was excited, full of that cocky, carefree energy that only teenagers can pull off convincingly. He was heading to Tenerife with friends for what was supposed to be a sun-soaked escape, a post-exam breath of fresh air before the seriousness of adult life crept in. But somewhere between the promise of the trip and the days that followed, something went wrong. Jay vanished. No signs, no calls, no explanation. In the beginning, people rallied. Locals volunteered. Friends and strangers shared missing posters across social media. The hashtag #FindJ trended. But it wasn't long before empathy curdled into entertainment. Conspiracy theorists, internet sleuths, and cruel pranksters piled on. The Slater family's heartbreak became fodder for clicks. Among the most egregious was a self-proclaimed psychic medium who reached out to Jay's mother, Leslie. She claimed she had seen visions of Jay in the mountains, speaking to her from beyond, or possibly from somewhere in between. "I've been called," she wrote, "and I need to come to Tenerife to continue the connection." But her connection, as it turned out, came with a price. She demanded the family pay for her flight, hotel, and meals, as if tragedy were a tour and she the guide. At first, Leslie hesitated to say anything publicly. What if she was real? She later told a friend. "When your child is missing, you'll believe in anything that gives you hope." But the requests kept escalating. The medium began posting TikToks and YouTube videos about her spiritual journey to find Jay, without ever leaving her home. She gained followers. She sold merch. She wept on live streams about the burden of being the only one who knew. And she wasn't alone. Other trolls emerged. One man claimed Jay had been spotted in Morocco and doctored images to back up the lie. Another accused Jay's closest friend of orchestrating the disappearance, offering no evidence but fueling public paranoia. A woman with 200,000 followers posted a 12-part series breaking down Jay's last Instagram photo, suggesting coded cries for help in the caption. "Look at the timestamp," she whispered dramatically. "He's trying to tell us something." Every ping of Leslie's phone was now a possible lifeline or a new cruelty. She opened a message hoping for a tip, only to find a meme of her son photoshopped next to Bigfoot. She opened another to see a deepfake video of Jay talking from a supposed underground bunker. Each message chipped away at the fragile hope she clung to. They say the internet gives everyone a voice. But no one tells you how many of those voices will scream nonsense, accuse, lie, or laugh in your face. The Slaters never asked for attention. All they wanted was Jay back. But the algorithms don't care about dignity. They feed on drama, and drama requires villains, even if none exist. So the void around Jay's disappearance was filled with noise, sensationalism replacing sincerity, speculation trumping support. There were nights Leslie locked herself in the bathroom just to cry in peace, the phone vibrating relentlessly in the next room. Jay's father, Mark, once a quiet man of routines, found himself yelling at anonymous usernames on forums at 3 a.m. "You don't know us," he'd write, over and over, hoping logic might outshout cruelty. The real work of searching for Jay continued, but it was drowned out by digital debris. Leads were lost in the static. Volunteers hesitated, unsure if their efforts would be twisted or mocked online. Donations to fund the search dwindled after rumors circulated about the family misusing funds, another baseless accusation that spread like wildfire. It's hard enough to grieve someone who's gone. It's harder still when you don't know if they're dead or alive. But the hardest thing of all may be grieving in public, surrounded not by mourners, but by opportunists in digital masks. And yet, through it all, the Slaters remained. They woke up each day, not knowing if it would be worse than the one before. They answered every message, just in case it was real. They walked the mountains in Tenerife, guided not by mediums, but by gut instinct and desperation. Leslie carried Jay's sweatshirt in her backpack like a relic. Mark brought binoculars and a flashlight he didn't know how to use. Each night, they returned empty-handed, but not without purpose. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the cliffs gold, Leslie looked out across the Atlantic. "I still think he's out there," she whispered. "Not in some psychic's vision. Not in a YouTuber's theory. But out there, in the real world, maybe hurt, maybe hiding, maybe lost. Maybe waiting." For all the noise, one truth remains. Behind every headline, every trending hashtag, is a real family in real pain, trying to breathe through a storm that never stops howling. The Slaters don't need psychics or influencers. They need truth. They need peace. And most of all, they need their boy home. Would you like a shorter version for social media or a follow-up piece focusing on a different angle?